Sasha!
Hello!
We are in the Andertons guitar gallery.
Finally.
It's my secret room where we put all the really expensive stuff. So welcome
Thank
to
you.
Guildford.
Thanks for having me.
This is the first time you've been in this bit of the store. If you could stay the night in a room like this, you know, like what would you play? What would you be drawn to?
That pink telly.
The pink tellies.
Yeah.
Pink
Yeah.
tellies.
Yeah.
Anyway, we recently asked you guys, like we do, to vote on some guitars you'd like to see us demo. And you picked 5 guitars, so they've been beautifully displayed over here. We thought we'd have a wander over. I was just saying to Sasha, actually, I'm always a bit disappointed in how conservative you guys are in the voting. It's like, you know, we're 70 years down the line of the electric guitar, and you've chosen a Les Paul and a Strat. So have you got a Les Paul?
Yeah, I have one which doesn't have the G on the headstock.
You've got one of these Les Pauls.
But it's a hollow body as well, so it's a single cut body shape.
Right.
With like a center block construction P90, so it's a different animal than this.
P90?
Yeah.
So like more like a, what, like a mid-50s kind of...
You could say it's maybe an ES330 within a Les Paul kind of body, but with a center block, so it doesn't really match up what I'm saying right now. But
is there a, I mean, if you had to choose a Les Paul, what is there a holy grail for you?
yeah, 54 Reptile. I love that. Yeah, I love
you go
it.
early doors, would you?
And because Joey Leonard plays one, and I want to be Joey Leonard real bad.
That's cool. Well, look, this is a 59.
It's beautiful as well.
Arguably the most iconic Les Paul ever. This is a 59 Murphy Lab light-aged Les Paul. So, I mean, if you're going to pick a Les Paul, I guess, why not pick that one? You said in our previous video that you're most at home with a guitar like this.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely.
Strats have you got?
I have a parts caster, which is...
That's the green one, right?
Yeah,
that we've got in the studio, yeah.
That's actually Lake Placid blue, but aged, so it turns greenish, almost like Sherwood green metallic. And a sunburst 3-tone rosewood board Strat. Yeah.
Great. Well, look, this is a 61 Strat. We did a spec that was kind of a bit of a nod to John Mayer, to be fair. His famous black Strat with the gold hardware. This is basically that spec, but with in blue with just regular chrome hardware on, but a relic, a bit of a heavy relic job on here. Lake Placid blue, nice. That's a good pick. I approve. You ever played a PRS?
I have one.
You have one?
I have a McCarty.
Oh, you got a McCarty,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
What is it that draws you to PRS?
Well, I'd always, to me it was like a dentist guitar. And I never played a PRS until I think 2 years ago when I got mine, and was a second-hand one in a store, and I thought, well, let's pick it up and have a laugh. And I picked it up and I strummed one chord and I went home with it. It was that good.
Yeah.
They make really, really, really good guitars, and almost feels like you're playing as with body comfort. It feels like a Strat.
Yeah.
Tone-wise, it's more like an SG. It has the ring of a junior because of the Reptile, so it's a killer guitar.
I would have to agree with you that it feels it's only really been in the last maybe 5 years or so that PRS have started to shed that reputation of just like, oh, it's the guitar you hang on the wall and you just look at.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal tool to make music on. So this one, the Semi Hollow, is actually this one again. We're going very John Mayer today. This is who our audience is. So the roots of this guitar are in the Super Eagle that he made for when he
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, that first sort of Dead and Co sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So lots of switches, lots of different pickups, Semi Hollow. But of course,
but he ended up using just the middle pickup, right?
Did he?
Yeah, for the most bit of it. I think he used the middle pickup for most
yeah,
parts.
I'm not a big sort of Jerry Garcia kind of aficionado. I don't know a lot about him, but
I saw a YouTube video. So.
I know. You know, again, his guitar was covered into the knobs and switches and stuff.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference between this and the Super Eagle is the price. It's about a third of the price for a pretty similar guitar. We might as well do the other PRS. So, This is, I mean, this is probably PRS's closest guitar to a Les Paul. So you've got that slightly thicker body,
Yeah.
their version of the Tune-o-matic sort of tailpiece. Obviously, Ted McCarty was CEO of Gibson during that golden era of all the amazing guitars that were built, and he was employed to work with Paul Reed Smith for a few years before he passed away. And you know, they kind of came up with some more Gibson-y kind of vibey guitars. And lastly,
B&G.
I'm a little surprised, and you've restored my confidence in your adventurism. Must be because Sasha's here. We've
Probably
got a bit of,
blues
a bit of
influences.
an adventurous Dutch audience.
Danish.
Oh, Danish. Sorry, yeah, no, that's right. It's Dutch Sasha. I can't even spell that. Dutch. It doesn't. Danish Pete really. Dutch Sasha is harder to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dutch Sasha from
Denmark.
Right? Yeah, I thought so.
Danish Pete from the Netherlands.
So, anyway, so B&G is a brand that you'd be forgiven for thinking that sort of, you know, B&G were based out of the sort of the Canadian wilderness or something in all their marketing
like
videos,
that.
are sort of snow-covered forests and, you know. But couldn't be further from the truth. We're in Israel, and it's a very, very small team that make this very, I want to sort of reminds me of like a sort of pre-war kind of vibe, early electric guitar kind of.
They have them without the cutaway as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's more like a parlor.
Yeah, it's
body shape
with the slotted headstock, and you almost got this like weird acoustic kind of vibe to it. This though is one of the builds that comes out of their workshop in Israel. A couple of P90s on it. Anyway, we'll give this a try. But yes, it was a little bit more adventurous. So, could you do the magic click of fingers to take us back to the studio, please? I wasn't following that.
Me neither.
Well, that was good. Well, here we are. We're back in the video room, right? With the 5 guitars that you chose. What are you playing through here? What's your rig that you've gone
Morgan PR12.
It's sounding huge.
Yes, absolutely amazing for such a tiny amp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you using many pedals on that intro jam bit?
No, just the jam pedals, Delay Llama, Boss Looper, and a pedal from France, the Ami Roughcast.
It did sound great. Well, look, we'll talk about the 5 guitars. There's no real sense that, well, we might choose which one is our favorite, but I think it's so personal and so subjective. You know, it's really about just seeing what's new and interesting. But we've got, as we said, we've got, you know, something old, something new, but perhaps
Oldish.
even looks even older. And then we've got, a couple of PRSs, which I guess I still kind of feel as like PRS is like the new kid on the block, but it's like they're really not anymore, right? They've been around, since 1985. It's an established brand now.
They've been accepted by a lot more people recently.
Let's start with your guitar. It's the one with the most knobs and buttons and switches on.
I'm really intimidated by it.
Well, tones-wise, it's actually a little bit simpler than the Super Eagle that John Mayer had designed. So you've just got here 2 coil taps and a 5-way switch. So
that's
coil
pretty
tap
easy.
for that one, coil tap for that one. Nothing else does anything.
Okay.
Tone and volume. Trem system, obviously, center block, sort of semi hollow design.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly light. When I picked that up, it's like, oh yeah, that's like weighs next to nothing. So take us through some of the sort of clean tones and stuff on that guitar, and maybe, I don't know, what does it inspire you to play?
Let's turn off the delay. Hang on. It feels vintage, like with a big chunky neck.
Yeah. What does it say? Does it say on the tag if it's a pattern neck or does it say anything in there? I'm not sure.
No. Semi-hollow, maple top, rosewood fretboard.
But it's one of the chunkier necks, is it?
Yeah. The vintage pattern?
I think vintage pattern is something like that.
And then middle. Is this, I'm always confused, is this the number 4 or the number 2 position?
It makes no sense, it's 2.
It's
because
2.
One is always, this should always be 1, but in my mind, this should always be 1.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But
does it have the... So this is with the coil tap.
do you get that? I again, so much of what I wonder if I hear is visual and psychological or whatever. But I still think I hear the semi-acousticness of it, particularly on the neck pickup.
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah, it like a throaty, hollow, more open sound.
Yeah, which obviously, what's your view then on the internet that says wood can't make a difference? It can only be the pickups that make a difference to a guitar.
I think everything has its certain way of influencing the tone.
Yeah.
And I think even the kind of wire used, especially the quality of the wire, can make a big impact. For instance, with a Les Paul, the wire travels from the pickups to there and then to the switch and then back again. So it takes a long way for the signal even to exit the guitar. So everything needs to be of high quality. And as for woods, I think it does make a difference. But yeah, it's so hard to A/B because two blocks of maple will sound different. Well,
and I just think it's just clearly on a guitar like that or on a 335, the pickups are mounted on a block of wood.
Yeah.
It's only this bit here that's hollow, or this bit and this bit on a 335. So again, you're sort of going, well, how can that make a difference? It's like it's not even the bit that's next to that's the pickups mounted on. But I don't know. That's why I was saying I wonder how much of it's psychological. You can see the F hole, therefore your brain goes, you must be able to hear it.
I try to not overthink it too much because it'll drive me crazy. But
can I hear that? Do the coil taps as well on the neck? Because I kind of think one of the things that Paul has been really good at is getting the coil taps to sound authentic.
And
as opposed to just like a weak
exactly.
humbucker,
So.
And it's maybe not quite as fat as a neck pickup on a Strat sometimes comes across, but
it's a different guitar. You're trying to make a single coil from a humbucker. I think there's always going to be some kind of I lost the English word. Compromise. Yeah, compromise. Thank you. And then this one. Yeah.
That sounds good. And with a little bit of gain.
Neck pickup split. Yeah.
It's a great guitar. So that's, as I said, that's the PRS Semi Hollow. Can you read the serial number out? People are always like...
Serial number 220343318.
Wow,
so if you want to get that, go get which camera?
Middle one.
Middle one.
Middle, or either. Yeah. We'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely guitar. Okay, I kind of feel that we shouldn't just go straight to the other PRS. I kind of feel like we should try and keep the variety here. So something like that is what, 4,000? Yeah. So, you know, these are all, you know, premium price guitars, right? So
I thought this was more expensive, to be honest, when I looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, you know, so it's the same kind of price as this one, and it kind of looks a lot more expensive, doesn't it? But there we go. This is a custom shop 61 Strat.
Yeah, but this has got the pearl.
Well, that's where at least £3,000
exactly.
price tag is
and
in
there's the most tone is here as well. You get the best tone from pearl.
Have a lead.
There
you are, sir.
Thank you. I'm not gonna do it. Proper Strat. Are these lower frets than?
It's interesting you say that. I mean, I was saying to Sasha before, and we've probably done videos on these before, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, kind of half as a playing homage to John Mayer, and a little bit because he'd obviously decided to stop playing Fender and go to PRS. We decided that we would try and do this custom shop spec. So this is not a catalog kind of custom shop guitar. This is one where we've gone, can we get this fingerboard radius and this fret, neck profile and these pickups and blah blah blah. And the pearl tuners were just a little bit of a, you know, that was our kind of, we were a little bit tongue in cheek there, kind of just sort of going, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? So it's our kind of take on the Strat that John Mayer was most famous for playing, the black one, which I was really interested in as well. I never realized that the proper black one Strat is a custom shop reissue of an old Strat anyway.
Oh, really?
It was never, it was never an original 60s Strat. It was a custom shop replica of a 60s Strat.
And was it his Strat?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The one his like number one Strat was a custom shop replica of a 60s Strat. And then they made like replicas of replicas. So this is like a replica of a replica of a replica. But I guess that's kind of, you know, people, there's so much, if you follow Joe Bonamassa on Instagram, you'd kind of go, there's there's just no point owning a guitar after 1970. But I think, the fact that John Mayer essentially played a custom shop replica and that was his most famous Strat is kind of cool. So we tried to do that with that, and again, if you go to the links below, you can see all the detailed spec, and we do them in different colours. Ironically, or not ironically, I suppose, obviously the black one with the gold hardware ends up always being the most popular. It's the one we always seem to be out of stock of. Yeah. But you can get them in different colours. I think, if I remember rightly, more recently we've kind of just gone whatever cool colour John does with Paul Smith, we'll just add that colour to the 61 Strat spec that we do. I get it. At the end of the day, they both make great guitars, and you have to choose whichever one you feel the emotional sort of attachment to. But take us through the tones on that in the style of Monsieur Mayer, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, now you're putting pressure on me. I can't play anymore. This position is John Mayer, huh? Middle. I already forgot. 2 or 4? 2.
2.
2. Bridge. It's powerful. Yeah.
Leo Fender, if you are watching, thank you for the Strat. I mean,
And the telly, and the Jazzmaster Super Reverb.
yeah, no, I mean, thank you for everything. but has there? It's so weirdly chicken and egg.
Yeah.
In that, is it just an amazing sound because it was such an early version of the electric guitar that all the good music was written on it? Or is it the other way around? Was it just so good that it inspired the music?
I think it's imperfect,
Right.
and you have to work on it. And if you get the tone, it comes out of your
What do you find? It's an interesting take to sort of say it's imperfect. What bits do you find imperfect?
Well,
about the Strat?
I have guitars that, well, for instance, the PRS, it plays so much smoother and easier.
Yeah.
It just plays heavier. Like,
Yeah.
you have to really work to get a sound out of it.
Do you think that's the sort of slightly longer scale length?
Longer
perhaps
scale
slightly
length, maybe
heavier strings?
the smaller frets,
Yeah.
rounder fret. But if you have like a 12-inch radius,
Yeah.
it's immediately like, okay, I can bend for
But
ages.
I've always, back in the 50s, where you would have had a Les Paul versus a Strat, and the Les
Yeah.
Paul would have had the sort of the slinkier feel on the strings, and yet all I end up finding that I want to do with the Les Paul is put a slightly heavier string gauge on it to match the feel
Yeah.
because I like that. I don't want it to,
Yeah.
I don't want it to feel
Yeah.
so easy that I'm maybe over bending
Yeah.
or maybe again it's chicken and egg. Maybe I'm just used to that and therefore I want to make my other guitars feel like it. But I just think tonally it's such a distinctive voice, the
Yeah.
Strat.
You
It's
immediately hear
immediately.
if it's a tele neck pickup, it could very well also be like a Jazzmaster. Like, it's hard to distinguish, but this
Yeah.
throaty sound,
Yeah.
it's unique.
And every pick, I mean, I even used to think that the middle pickup was the one that, was the sort of the pointless one. Like,
I love the middle
But
pickup.
yeah, and then I get, people say, oh yeah, what
Yeah.
about this guitar player and this guitar player? It's
Yeah,
like,
Jimmy
it's-
Vaughan and Ronnie Earl. Yeah.
It's a great guitar. Anyway, what's the serial number of that one? Just in case
Serial
anyone's
number on that
interested?
one is R121918.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What should we do next? Should we go B&G next?
B&G, let's do it.
Okay.
Close by.
So,
Sorry, my
I was about to say, you've been dying for about 5 minutes. So do you want to go? Cool. So, B&G Little Sister. Very much a different feeling. I kind of feel, for me, the appeal of this guitar is the guy who saw the girl that you bought the Strat, you bought the Telly, you bought the Les Paul. You're kind of going like, I need some other inspiration. What's going to bring that out of me? And I kind of feel this is where that guitar fits into that mold. It's a relatively traditional construction of mahogany body, maple top. You got fairly big neck with a sort of soft V on the back of it. I love the slotted headstock.
Feels a bit like a Martin V shape neck.
Yeah. They wind their own pickups, so these are P90s on here. the distance between the pickups is interesting. There'll be a big tonal difference between neck and bridge on there.
Yeah.
And then you've got this sort of, combination of a sort of floating tailpiece with a tunematic style bridge there. Really simple, just tone and volume and a 3-way switch.
Flat, no carve.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as I said, players like Gary Clark Jr. kind of, it reminds me of that. You want to play that sort of, maybe a bit of fuzz, maybe a bit of rootsy, fuzzy, kind of bluesy. I like the fact that it's quite acoustically vibrant, so maybe you don't want to plug it in at all sometimes, just sit on the sofa with it, But it's different. It's different. So this is their private build stuff. They do a Chinese made replica of this, which is still a very high end guitar. Actually, it's still sort of £1,000 to £1,500 kind of thing. But this is one of the ones made in Tel Aviv. So this is you're up in the sort of £3,000 range. So it's well at home with all the other guitars that we bought in. In fact, if anything, it probably is slightly more affordable than some of the others. But again, well done for voting for this one, because I kind of always think interesting to hear something a bit different. And you said that you maybe played one once, or you never played one.
Yeah, I played one once, and this is the second one.
Cool. Well, I'll be interested to see what it inspires to come out of you. Tone all the way up.
Yeah, it's all the way.
It's got tons. It's very mellow with tons of bass in, isn't it?
You wanted to play jazz? I can play jazz.
It probably has got that. I think they do I think they do another one of these with a 12th fret neck join as well. So you've got there are some really like old school acoustic-y kind of feeling.
Yeah, and they have the one without the cutaway, so it's like a true parlory shape, and PFs as well.
You can get it. They're your two choices basically: cutaway or non-cutaway, and humbuckers or P90s. Do they do one with a P90 and a humbucker on it? You'll have to dive over to our website and have a look. But the two P90s is the most popular one, and I would have to say visually, I actually do prefer the non-cutaway one, but obviously from a playing perspective.
Yeah, because now you can reach like the 15th fret.
Exactly.
Play in G.
Yes. So what have you got on your? I know you're a fuzz fan. What have you got that might give you that kind of, almost like that Gary Clark, funky bluesy sort of? How would you describe Gary Clark Jr.? Funky blues is probably not it, is it? But it's like a
swampy blues, maybe.
Swampy.
Yeah.
Maybe
swampy,
that was a better
gritty,
word.
nasty.
I must admit, he's probably one of my absolute favourites, and I kind of feel like in the time we've been doing YouTube, he was small enough at the beginning of YouTube time that we could have got him as a guest. Now he's playing to like 100,000 people. He's like, we'll never get him as a guest.
I saw him in the as a support for Guns N' Roses recently.
Wow!
It was so good,
what
good.
A great choice of support act for I bet you the crowd were not expecting to see Gary Clark Jr. as a support
people
act.
loved it.
Yeah, I bet they do. So if you're watching, Gary, and next time we're in the UK, we'd love to hook up.
And his guitar player, Eric Zapata, is a fantastic player as well.
I don't know.
He's really, really great.
Awesome.
Great player. So for swampy stuff, I think the Reeves Electro Zo, which is a zonk type thing, and then just do the monk. And an octave, maybe?
Oh, yes! See, that's what it's all about, right? It's
nastiness.
Just
naughty nastiness.
having that palette of guitars that everyone wants to take you in a different direction and see where you go. So, anyway,
B&G.
serial number on that is
040081.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's do. Do you know what? I think we've sort of the last two that we've got here are probably the most similar. So maybe we should have chopped this up in a different order. But Singlecut McCarty. Again, I don't think they do. They do. Oh, they do the pushy pulleys.
The pushy pulleys.
So, but yeah, I mean, clearly everything about this guitar was, its position of the toggle switch, the scale length and all that kind of stuff was very slightly tweaked from traditional PRS designs to maybe put it in a more familiar territory with a guitar like this.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, fans of PRS will argue that, this is better, and fans of Gibson will argue this is better. And, you guys carry on arguing in the comments section for as long as you like.
Yeah, I don't care.
Because neither of you are right. It's just, if that's your favorite guitar, then that's your favorite guitar, right?
Yeah. It's all about having fun. Well, some people like to have fun in the comment section.
They do. Having fun is good. Being mean is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Woo!
Is it just the mini vent that's on for the?
No. It's the harmonious monk.
Just how much?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's immediately quite a lot gainier, isn't it, than the B&G?
There's a lot of volume as in the harmonious.
Right.
As well.
So that's where some of the gain is coming
boost
from. Is
as well, and then there's something going on with the frequencies. So it appears more gainier. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive fan of that harmonious monk. I don't know if was a limited thing for that pedal show or if it's still available. I know
it's still available.
We did. Oh, good. Well, you can buy that from Andertons in the
and go get it. You'll love it.
But it's harmonic. Of all the modulation kind of pedals,
I can leave this on always.
Yeah,
and it does the univibe thing as well. Like if you don't have univibe, but have harmonics, you can kind of fake the univibe, and it doesn't. A univibe often loses kind of like low end, and there's an impedance thing going on because it's like optical and super analog, so it loses gain as well, and you don't have that problem with a harmonic tremolo.
Anywho, can we hear the guitar, but either
clean,
relatively clean, or with just gain rather than a modulation on it?
Okay, so this is clean on the neck pickup split. Middle also split. back to humbucker. What key am I in? A G. Mellow neck
great
pickup.
guitar, as I'm sure Ted would have designed it for. You know, it's a bit of a jazz guitar. It's pretty looking, right? I like the color.
Yeah. It's posh.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty. And how much is that? What is it?
That is the 37.99.
37.99.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You get a pound back. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And serial number of that one
is 2203411113.
It's a pretty guitar. Well, look,
really
let's
pretty.
end now with another, you know,
a classic,
possibly the most iconic rock guitar of all time. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah,
I think it probably is. I kind of feel like, just visually, if I didn't play the guitar and I just wanted to hang pictures of guitar up in my house to just, you know, that would be my Mona Lisa.
Yeah, but you're a boomer, or are you not a boomer?
I don't know. How would you have to be a boomer?
I don't know.
Older than me. Okay. Is boomer as in baby boomers after the? Oh, I'm not that old. But yeah, I mean, it's still.
No, it's a gorgeous guitar, and those Murphy Labs are.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
Yeah.
I played an original 58 burst once, like 170,000 euros. The guitar was.
Wow.
And it had a kind of open airiness to it that I never experienced in a Les Paul before, and was like almost like Telecaster-like.
Yeah.
And any Murphy Lab guitar I've picked up since has that same kind of vibe.
I don't know. You know, I mean, clearly the timber that's available now has to be responsibly sourced and managed, and it's not like they're not going in and cutting down 1,000-year-old forests and stuff. So I get that it's, there might well be something a little different in those early, Gibson guitars, but they do whatever they do. The difference now, you're splitting hairs now, aren't you? It's so close to. Yeah. I mean, long time ago, it must be coming up for 10 years ago now. I went out to Los Angeles and visited a few. We were at I can't think what it's called now. The vintage guitar dealer that Phil X was the demo guy for a long time.
Oh yeah.
We went to see those guys, and we went to Norm's and all these kind of places. And I must have played, like $2 million worth of vintage guitars in like 2 days. It's like 30,000 for this, 100,000 for this. It's just like, it was all mad. And I actually walked away from it going, it's just, some were great, some were okay, and some were rubbish as guitars. Yeah. So this idea that everything old must be good is just rubbish.
I think there are more rubbish old guitars than new ones.
Maybe. But yeah, for me, I mean, somebody told me
But people are going to kill me now in the comment section for saying this, probably.
Oh, what? More rubbish old guitars as well? Maybe. But somebody once told me that one of the reasons that the Les Paul ended up getting quite blingy was that Les Paul and Chet Atkins had this kind of little guitar rivalry going on in the, so they were good buddies, but they had this like whose signature guitar could kind of look the nicest. So as one of them would get like a gold here or a special inlay here, the other one would go back to Gibson or Gretsch, whatever, and Chet's had this, I need this, and I kind of feel like, because one of the most interesting things, if you look at the Gibson range, is the price differential between a studio model and a standard or a custom model. Sometimes it can be double the price. And it's like, it's basically the same guitar, just with less bling on it.
I had a Les Paul Studio, which was really, really, really nice. For the money, especially, and I had no idea who Les Paul was back then. And I think I was 16, and I saved up all my money, and I wanted to go. But I thought it was a French name, so I walked into the music store and said, "Can I try a Gibson Les Paul?" And the guys just laughed at me.
I pretty much guarantee you now, if you took a straw poll of guitar players that maybe were relatively new to the guitar, and you said, they'll just go, well, that's just the Les Paul, like that's a Stratocaster, like that's a Telecaster. It's just the name they made up to give it. You know, it's like, maybe, but it isn't. He was a very, very, very good guitar player and mad inventor.
Yeah.
4-track recording,
like, tape echo.
Yeah, we owe it all to Les.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Oscillations.
Yeah, we've built this guitar up so much now, it'll be the worst sounding one of the 5, won't it?
All right, clean bridge pickup. See what I mean, Telly?
Yeah.
On steroids.
All the buttons.
Oh my god.
Not really a bad one, was there, out of the 5?
It's a really good one. Yeah, really good one. Serial number is 911955.
911. It's number you have to call when your wife finds out that you just spent £6,000 on a new guitar.
It always was here. It's an old one.
Wow. I mean,
it's a pretty range.
If this was the last guitar that you could ever buy, which one of the 5?
Of these, I think.
The Les Paul. You'd go.
Yeah.
It's such a. I just. Yeah. It's the most criticised, isn't it? It's like, oh, the headstock angle, oh, the tuning, oh, the price, oh, the. It's like, and I get it. It's all of those things, and yet. There's a draw.
Like I said, the Strat is imperfect, and I could be totally happy with a PRS like this, and I could play anything on it. But I like that it's something you have to work for a little bit to get your tone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's classic tones here. There's classic tones here. Yeah. I do get it. I think the reason you see so many working professional musicians with PRS is if you need a guitar that is just super reliable, never going to be out of tune, always going to be great intonation, going to give you a decent selection of tones. I get that. I guess just the virtue of the fact, because these guys weren't here in the 50s and 60s, there isn't that tug on the heartstrings of just... but then I guess if you're...
And the player's connected to it, because, this Slash, Gary Moore, Kossoff.
Yeah. And then, I mean, this is the one where I go, I would definitely want one of these at some point, but it's
as an extra.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it into that kind of like, it's the one.
Yeah. And how about you? What would be your last guitar you'd buy?
So bad, isn't it? I mean, I'm probably the same with you. I every time I go back to I have a 58 sort of regular custom shop rather than Murphy Lab. And it's just, I think that the truth of it is, when I'm feeling at my sort of lowest ebb as a guitar player, like nothing, I can't get inspired, I can't get a sound, I don't know.
Keep repeating the same licks over and over.
I know I can go to that, and it's the gain sound. I can go to that guitar, I can put a little bit of gain on it, and it's just like, it just hits the spot every time.
It's fun.
Well, look, what do you guys think? I mean, obviously the correct answer to which of these would you want is all of them. But fortunately, we live in a world...
It's like Pokemon, you got to catch them all.
Yeah, there is no law saying you can only have one more guitar. You know, there are only the financial constraints. That's all there is. So there we are. Thank you very much, Sasha. Again, perhaps you missed the videos that have gone out, but Sasha, a lovely man, does his own YouTube thing back in Holland or the Netherlands. As what did you call it? You call it the Netherlands, don't you?
Holland. But
who made up Holland?
Interchangeable.
Did England make up Holland?
No, it used to be Holland way back, and the whole thing became the Netherlands.
It's like a Stranger Things kind of name, isn't it? The sort of the nether regions. We would we would refer to the nether regions as down there. But the Netherlands, is that not even? Do you know?
Oh no, I can't unsee it.
It is. It's like that's the nether. It's that I haven't just made that up. That's an English thing, right? Isn't it? Or like the nether regions. So the Netherlands. So I think we're always slightly more comfortable calling it Holland. But hey, it's your country. You call it whatever you like. But yes, follow Sasha on YouTube and Instagram. Great player, funny guy, loads of informative videos. But he's just over for the day, so we thought we'd have some fun.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.